WW3. On this channel, which is slightly subversive, I'll be going on and on and on about what the market is doing, trade wars, real wars, invasions, annexations, and the hotspot is probably going to move from Syria to the Ukraine. John Bolton, that motherfucker, he never saw a war he didn't like. He's the most hawkish guy around. He's literally telling Putin to get the fuck out of the Ukraine while basing F-15C superiority fighters. These fighters have no other role in combat than to shoot down other fighters. And they're doing that on the doorstep of Putin. So, yeah, things are getting mighty hectic. I'm going to keep you informed as we recycle back into the main menu. The rations. Every soldier needs rations. So my internet was down for a couple of hours last night, and I didn't sleep. I gotta have the internet these days to sleep. 3 attack win streak. Okay. 5 times kill streak. I'm just gonna do some easy opponents. I should be able to do this quickly. Make sure I get medics in there. $3,000. Bombardier. That's fucking deceptive, right? Sniper. Which one is worse? Oh. I want a 3 attack win streak. So that has to be a streak. So I can probably pick a good 2-scholar. Yeah. Flamer base with Bombardiers. What the hell, man? He's a Russian. I ain't fucking with him. Alright, I'm just gonna have to bite the fucking bullet. Let's start with a win streak. What happened to this guy? Oh, pay attention. I'll take a rapid deployment. Minimum wage, why not? Hey, welcome to the show. You can drop a comment on my YouTube. I will give you a shout out. Play some guns up. You don't have to drop a comment if you don't want. It's no problem. Or if you can't. I'm just glad you're watching my Ranger. Okay, I got a couple of missions to do. One of them is a 3-win streak. I need to win 3 times. I have to make 5 times kill streak, but that's in any order. So let's start out with a triple win streak. Who am I losing here? Where's the engineer? The colonel. Yeah, I'm attacking right now. Yes. It's a pretty easy opponent. I don't think I'm going to need any cards. But I do need a win streak. 5 times kill streak, sorry. And the win streak. Let's try and get these missions done. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep you updated on the World War III, which could pop off anytime between now and about 5 years. I will source these reports. I'll let you know where you can find these reports, and I will annotate them, meaning they will be Clarified. Let's go to the current headlines. Yeah, okay, so this guy, there was a guy who had a concert in Paris at the Bataclan, and he got famous because of the Queens of the Stone Age. He had a band called the Eagles of Death Metal. I was like, hey man, seems like a fun guy. Now this guy is beating up people in the streets just because they don't agree with him. So fuck Kevin McGuinness, and I'm glad he got off. He was deleted from Facebook. But story goes, first they came for Gavin McGuinness, and I didn't say anything because I don't like him. Then they come for Stephen Colbert, and I didn't say anything because I do like him. And before you know it, they're gonna come for you. And you know who they usually come for first? The Jews. Well, most of the shit that they're accused of is probably not even true. Maybe one or two things. But it's always nice if you can get a scapegoat, right? Problems go wrong with the leader of your country. You can blame it on, you know, you can blame anyone except himself. A normal person would at least admit that you have a role in things. There's some kind of role you have in fucking things up. You have something to do with it. Only weird people say like, oh no, it's never my fault. That's nonsense. And everybody knows it. Let's play some guns up. So, the win streak is not a problem. The kill streak is the issue. Lots of expendable grunts, no problem. Hold on. Now, move him out now, move him back, move him back. That's what you get if you don't bring any focus fire, but okay. Get that guy. Come on, get him, get him, get him. How am I going to get at that kill streak? I don't know. Oh my god, I haven't had a cigarette all day. Allow them to heal. Keep an eye on the clock. I'm disappointed in the amount of... I should have started dropping in. Is this guy effective? This sniper tower? Wow, it's going to be a close match. Should be able to get this done. You get out there. Do something. Yeah. Well, at least I get the win streak. I need that. Wow. Not bad for one's color. Right, I promised the shoutouts, but I'm not even on the channel yet. This brings me back to my old laptop days. Yeah, I didn't have no fucking internet tonight. That was crazy, man. I started calling up the neighbor middle of the night. Hey, man, you got internet? Internet can get to you, man. I now understand why kids are all over their devices. Let's have a good look. Profit, hate is not welcome, blah, blah, blah. Where's the reason? Whitey Bulger, infamous crime lord, got whacked in jail. That's a nice little tidbit. Let's get that. Reports that Boston crime boss Whitey Bulger has been murdered hours after being transferred to a federal maximum security prison in Virginia shocked the public and immediately raised questions about the circumstances surrounding his death, because this guy knows a lot of shit about politicians. Let's get the short version. Mr. Bulger, who was confined to a wheelchair at the time of his death, had been talking about outing people in the upper echelons of the FBI informant program. Yeah, that's the kind of guy when they get caught, they get protective custody or new identities. The suspicious circumstances of his death would suggest that there's more to the story than routine killing. For one, Bulger was seemingly arbitrarily transferred to Hazleton in West Virginia, which had been the site of 3 other inmate killings over the past year. Sources also said Bulger hadn't even been processed when he was killed. You know, they take you in, you get an intake. So apparently somebody in the prison population had been tipped off that he was coming. Yeah, because he wasn't in the general population. When he arrived, Bulger was mixed in with the general population, leaving him vulnerable. You know what I say? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I'm not going to go into the gruesome details, but he did brag about killing no fewer than 40 men. He did, Bulger. So he was convicted of being involved in 11 of them. The source is TMZ. I don't like that source at all. It's a crappy source. Bulger was wheeled into a secluded corner of the prison, got beaten up, and then they tried some of that medieval shit. Wow. It's a family show, man. I can't go into the gruesome details. Read it for yourself at zerohedge.com. Win streak. Humedics, triple win streak, triple 5 times. Nah. Yeah, fuck it. Money. No problem. PlayStation's taking off again. Sounds like a fucking jet engine. Right. I asked my friend about lending me GTA 5. He's still looking into it, but probably gonna get it. Hey, welcome to the show, man. You know how it works. You drop a comment, you get a shout out, a space from guns up. Got a couple of missions to do. I need a 5 times win streak. No, 3 times win streak. I'm doing that one. And I need to make 5 kill streak. Kill streak times 5, 5 times. Not necessarily in order. So, no barrels. I'm glad I brought a focus fire. I'm going to brute force this first base. And then go topside for the other. Stop the stream because I'm breaking the internet. But the killing of this mafia guy, Whitey Bulger, the way they killed him is usually only reserved for rats. So he probably started outing out people. Criminal elements within the FBI. It's well better to be a criminal than inside the FBI. Something is rotten at the FBI. Come on, people. So I brought the medic back. I need to do 10,000 healing. And that's not with hats, that only works with the medic. Wow, I still got a lot of troops left. I think I might die a couple of them, make a couple of them die off. No, I can start attacking right now. Easy does it. My veteran squad is still in a defensive posture. And depending on how long I want to play, I might want to put them in an offensive posture. Nice. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's milk the base. Slurp, slurp, slurp your milkshake. I got a bucket of ice cream Saturday. It's gone. So I don't like vanilla ice, but I do like his flavor. So the kill streak is not happening right now. I got just one scholar to go, and then I will have finished that mission. Once you know the HQ is falling, put down your veterans for a little bit of extra XP in the column unit survived. You can see it 4th from the top right side. That's a nice amount of XP right there. And the key. Excellent. Okay, So enough about Whitey Bulger, that mafia boss that got whacked in prison. I'm looking for war stories. So the German chancellor is leaving. She lost her majority, and now whatever happens in Germany is incredibly important because there's a rise of, they don't say they're Nazis, they don't say it, but they're Nazis. The name of the party is Alternative for Germany. Okay, guys. We've had that alternative already in the past century, twice. They started a war, and their enemy was the world. And 30 years later, they started another war, and their enemy was the whole world. Now, at that point, you think, okay, Germany, you can't be a country again. We split that shit in two, gave half to the communists and half to the capitalists. Then the commies all went away, and now Germany is one country again, and we're starting to think that should not have been done. If the fascists go to power again, we're going to split Germany in 6 countries. We're going to declare a state of emergency. Germany is officially still under war powers, so we can declare a state of emergency at the drop of a hat, and we will. We will disband the Alternative for Deutschland. We'll stick them all in Bavaria, where they belong, and we'll split the country in 6 parts. Maybe some of it will go to Holland. We'll take it. We'll take the Rhineland. Thank you very much. We'll do it. Show them how a real country is one with freedom of expression and freedom of religion. Because why? Because that's good for commerce. Holland has been a modern republic for 450 years now. Because we believe in freedom of religion. Why? Because freedom of religion is good for business. That's right. So, you've been warned, Germany. Don't fuck around like that. Ihr seid doch nicht blöd. I'm telling them in German, you're not stupid. You're not crazy, man. Think about all the money to be made in trade. Am I going to miss Merkel? Hell no. I'm just worried about Germany right now. And that should make us all a bit nervous. Having said that, Germany and France are now trying to make peace in Syria, which is okay, because the United States broke that country, and the rule of commerce is if you break it, you buy it. But they're not buying, they're not letting any of the refugees come to America, while most of it was caused by America. But they don't want to take any refugees. Europe is now being swamped with refugees. We don't mind that much. We need these people because we're not making enough babies. We're doing plenty of fucking. That's not the problem. We're just not making enough babies. And the average baby boomer takes out 3 times as much out of the system than they ever put into the system. We get taxed up the ass like crazy, and it's still not enough to take care of all the older people. There's a saying, a parent can raise 6 kids or 7 kids, maybe even 10, but even 7 or 10 kids cannot take care of a single parent. These people are old, they're baby boomers, and their philosophy was always, give me that, it's mine. I want. Gimme. I want to buy, I don't want to pay. I want to go to heaven, but I don't want to die. They're all retiring at 50. And the kids, like the youth, the millennials, and Generation X, which is my generation, we have to pay for all that shit. But we don't want to pay for it anymore. Because we know by the time we get to go retire, the money will be gone. There'll be no more money for us. I'm getting mad now. Let's just make sure everybody has something to eat. Alright, can we do that? Remember, it's why they killed Jesus. He was like, man, come on, let's share the money with everybody. What? Hell no. Come on, Colonel. Let's make it interesting. I'm bored. So I can't say I didn't have fun yesterday with the Fortnite thing. It was okay. I'm just going to get a new title up there. Probably going to be called Kravens Doesn't Get Fortnite. I'll be like, I don't get it, man. Right on. Hospital, on a roll, complete. Excellent. Now, the 5-time skill streak. I don't know. Am I going to get that done? Very unlikely. And I should be around 110 bonus battles now. I need to get 150. Let's go check on that. Let's see. Migrants. Russia is planning a series of missile tests amid NATO's largest military exercise. So, you might not know this, NATO is exercising the troops in the Antarctic and in Norway. I keep repeating the story that we have Dutch Marines up there without any winter clothes. But we gave them €1,000 so they can buy winter clothes. So in my mind, I now see them making drills in Norway in these bright blue and pastel green, pink colored winter clothes. Check it out. As 50,000 NATO troops mass in Scandinavia, blah blah blah. It appears President Vladimir Putin has decided to flex some military muscle of his own. The Russian Navy has alerted NATO that it is planning test missiles in international waters off Norway's coast, and while the missiles in Russia will be testing aren't of the hypersonic variety, NATO commanders will be undoubtedly seize on Russia's decision to help justify even more aggressive displays of military force in the future. So imagine that you're making a military exercise next to the garden of the back court of your neighbor, and then your neighbor starts shooting missiles into your yard. That's what's happening now. Let's see. Large Russian forces are taking part in maneuvers and they practice regularly. Russian officials did not immediately comment. With persistent tension between NATO and Russia, which annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014, but there was a referendum in Crimea and they wanted to be taken over, so goddamn it, give the Russians Crimea. They seized Crimea and they back separatists in ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine, something you never hear about in the news anymore. So they're blaming each other in Ukraine. Bolton is saying the U.S. National Security Advisor? No, he's now the UN envoy. He's saying get the fuck out of Ukraine. But America is staging F-15C superiority fighters in the Ukraine. The only reason to put F-15s in the Ukraine is to shoot down Russian enemy planes. About that kill streak. Holy shit, this is new. You see that? This guy's got almost base power, almost over 9,000. I made a joke there. I think it's a Dragon Ball Z reference. 4,000. Snipers. You know, I want to see what he did there. No. Fine. Long range units. This guy's got no long range. Actually, this could be perfect for a 5-time skill streak. For that, make sure they have damage and health. Bring a little money. No flags. No flags. One will drop. I'm pretty sure one will drop. Unit cap? Sure. Let's go for the first 5 times kill streak. Wow. These exercises remind me a lot about the war in Scandinavia in the Second World War. More after the break. I'm interested. This is a 1 skull base with 9,000 base power. Yum, yum, yum. Those are excellent. Alright, start bringing them in. And I'm at unit cap. No rally flags. That's a new one. Game can't handle the gameplay. It's too much for the game to handle. Hello. Here we go. Wait for it. No, wait for the kill streak to go up. Shoot, damn it. Now, pull him back. Right now. I see. That's a double bass. Haha, I made a drum reference. Let him heal. And I get to start all over again. Get him. This is a nice base setup. This is really good. With only 1 skull base power, he has 3 bases. Four bases. Nice job. Speed of the metal. Ah, nice. That's good. I'll take it. I'll take it. Obviously, the kill streak is not happening. For the flag. Come on, give me that kill streak. Milk it. Crazy. So the NATO exercises began October 25, expected to run through November 7, involving about 50,000 soldiers, 10,000 vehicles, and more than 300 aircraft. We have seen they have naval operations off the coast of Norway, air operations between Sweden and Finland, and land and amphibious operations, which means seaborne invasion Also in Sweden. They're going to liberate a lot of Swedish women from their panties. There you have it. Let's transition back into a defensive posture. Get a couple of kernels back in there. Hey, actually, I just need to switch out that one grunt, right? With you. And we're good. %3 of veteran stat increases. That's fucking pointless. I don't need that. Okay, looks like I finally maxed out the grunts. Let's go to the GTA, people. I appreciate the viewership, and I hope to catch you on the flip side. Later.